So this video is a little bit about penetration testing. So it's about network vulnerabilities. So the whole thing really testing and identifying vulnerabilities in the network. So network security is obviously only as good if it actually works. So one way that we can find out whether our security does work is potentially to hire someone, a company maybe, to try and break into the system. So some companies offer that service. It's called penetration testing. So they're trying to penetrate the network, to get inside the network from outside. So there are two types of that. So one of them is simulating an attack by an insider. It's what we might call white box penetration testing. Sometimes you'll hear that called clear box penetration testing because you've got some knowledge of the system. You can see inside the system. So they have some knowledge. They're given a password, perhaps, so username, password, even, or at least a password. So it might target a known specific issue, maybe, or it might just be speculative, trying to reveal any weaknesses in the internal network. So if they know a username, password, then they might be able to get further into the network than they're supposed to be able to do if their credentials are not set up properly. So then there's also the idea of black box penetration testing. So as the name suggests, it's dark, so you don't see any information. So it simulates an attack from an external, I've said hacker here, so an external hacker, someone trying to break into the network. And these kind of tests can reveal things that might be vulnerable in the network that you could then address. So you might get asked the idea of what is penetration testing, and you could say that it is the process of trying to gain access to a system stroke network to reveal any security flaws or weaknesses. So that might be a description of what penetration testing is. So then if you ask to describe white box penetration testing or clear box, then it's to simulate an attack by an insider. So that could be an employee or something like that. So has credentials or other information about the system. And then we might be asked to describe the idea of black box testing. So again, we've said this, we simulate an attack by an outside person. We could use the word hacker. So there is no inside knowledge given. I say given to the person trying to gain access. So this is the idea of essentially trying to hack into or get into the system without knowing anything about the system. So you don't have any passwords or usernames. So you'd have to either find a system of trying to find a username or trying to find a password or trying to crack that or trying lots and lots of combinations or whatever to try to get in. So that's the idea of black box testing. And then the idea we had before of white box testing is where you've got these credentials, they're given to you. So mostly this kind of thing, penetration testing, is done by a company that will try and penetrate the system. You might give them a particular time when you want to try to do that, or you might just say try to do it anytime, in the next month or whatever. And it could involve them as well as sending emails to try and gain information, so like a phishing attack or something else. So they can do all sorts of things to try and do this. But the general thing is it's to try to reveal security flaws or weaknesses in the network. It's not for malicious purposes. So that's penetration testing.